Total Miami Marlins coverage is underway. Baseball is back. Steven Strom is live on News Radio 610 WIOD.
All right, we're moving and shaking here on FanFest 2025, presented by ADT, live from the Brew Hall. Steven Strom, last Hot Stove Show, 2 weeks away from spring training. And I had this written down, Nick Fortes. Are we 47? We are 47 days away until opening day, but who's counting? Nick Fortes joins the program now. Nick, how's your day going, man? I know this is a fun day to meet all the fans and to be around your teammates. You're around Clayton McCullough. How's today been for you?
I always love interacting with the fans out here. It's a good time. And also meeting a lot of my new teammates as well. We got a lot of new faces in the clubhouse. So seeing all of them all together in one place for the first time, it's exciting. So it's been good to see everybody.
Fair to say you're a leader now at the age of 28.
28. Yes.
So the oldest player on this team is 30,
Yes.
Bender?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that something that, interests you? Or you were probably already a leader in the catching position, but I guess you feel more incentive to take guys out on dinners or whatever it may be.
Yeah. I think it's an important aspect of having a healthy clubhouse is getting guys together and spending time outside of the field to kind of get to know each other a little bit better. It's important. And, I've been around guys in the past that have done that, and it's been really enjoyable for me. So I kind of want to continue that. And yeah, it's always good to get the guys together for a little bit.
Nick, let's talk about your off season. And, last year I thought you had an excellent, particularly second half. You 100 points better in the second half, 185 to 290. Let's do the second half. What do you think clicked for you specifically when you look back at 24?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a constant, battle, trying to find myself, trying to find an approach that works for me, a mindset, a cue, something that helps me take off. And I think I finally just found that rhythm with the constant, work with the hitting coaches and within myself. So more of just a confidence thing. I found my rhythm and a cue that worked for me. And I just rode with it the whole second half and stopped tinkering so much and just trusted it. And it worked out. So I'm excited to kind of bleed that into next year.
Absolutely. And, you had an off season. What was sort of the things that you tried to focus on defensively and offensively?
Yeah, defensively, I wanted to get better at the receiving aspect of the game. That's a huge part of it.
And when you say you mean like stealing strikes and stuff like that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And, a way that me and Joe, our new catching coach, have been talking about doing that is doing a couple little tweaks with my setup to allow me to be a little more engaged and in the ground and stable and just ready for every single pitch and not get caught back on my heels. So just being a little bit more engaged and allowing me to use my hands properly.
What is like, I guess, who steals the best strike? Like, who is the best steal striker or strike stealer, I guess, in this case?
Last year, it was Patrick Bailey for the Giants. Yeah, he was the top of the leaderboard last year. And so, we've watched a lot of video and broken a lot of things down. And we've been working really, really hard to try to emulate some of his moves as best we can. And, we're both confident that I'm athletic enough to be able to do some of the things that the top guys can do. So just been working and trying to get better and tightening up all those little loose ends that needed to be gotten better.
Yeah, catching really is an art. And I think people just see the calling of the game, getting in front of a couple of balls and throwing guys out at second or third base. But how much do you enjoy, I guess, the nuances of it, just the game within the game, like you said, just like stealing strikes? I asked you, I think, yesterday where you put your right hand. I mean, are those things interesting to you?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. I might be a little biased, but I think it's probably the toughest position on the baseball field, maybe behind pitcher. But, there's so much that goes into it. There's three major aspects. There's throwing, blocking, receiving. And they're all so important. So, I love the nuances. And then even the behind-the-scenes stuff that doesn't even have anything to do with on the field, the game planning and the relationships, communication with the pitchers and everybody on the team. There's a lot that goes into it, but I love it. It's a lot of fun for me. And you're never you're never out of the play. You're in every single play. So that's an aspect that I like.
What fires you up about 2025?
I think we have a lot of young and talented and hungry players that, got their first like extended taste of the big leagues last year and had some success. So I know everyone's excited and everyone's really eager to get going. And like I said, we have a lot of really good athletes on this team too. So I see a lot of explosiveness. I see a lot of power. We got tools all over the field.
Yep.
So I think you pair that with, like I said, the hunger and the willingness to get better every day. I think it should be fun.
Marlins catcher Nick Fortes is with us now on the final Hot Stove Show. We are 2 weeks away from the first spring training game against the St. Louis Cardinals. 47 days until opening day. What is crazy about opening day when looking at the lineup from last year is you and Jesus Sanchez are the only two players from that opening day roster to the team. Like, what is your reaction to something like that? Is that just the business?
Yeah, it's just the business of it. It's just how the industry goes at times. But it's every year's a new year, and there's optimism everywhere you look. So, like I said, I'm excited. We've got a lot of talented players that weren't on the opening day roster last year, but I got to play with them quite a bit last year. So, still a lot of familiar faces for me and a lot of talent. So, yeah, I'm excited. I think it should be a good year.
All right, enough about the baseball. I'm not worried about you. I'm excited about you. What do you enjoy most, I guess, about days like today, just being able to interact with the fans that come out here and support this club?
Yeah, it's there's not many times that you get to be in this environment and be so close to the fans and interacting with them in that way. During the season, it's a lot of just like in passing autographs and stuff like that. But this is more like submersive, like in it. And so I enjoy that aspect of it, getting to talk to the people and getting to see the smiles and the laughs and just a little more in-depth interaction with the people.
How's the coffee business going? Where are we at with that? Are we done with that? You had like launched this coffee bean and what's going on with that?
It was definitely a teaser, and I'm glad to hear that it's sticking in everybody's minds. Everyone always Everyone always reminds me about it. So that's a good thing. So whenever I'm done playing baseball, hopefully one day everyone will still remember that and they'll recognize when I do a hard launch of the business.
Sure. So let's get into coffee really quick. It's obviously big down here. What's your place of choice? And what is your coffee of choice?
Yeah, I love making coffee at home. I got a nice little setup, nice Breville machine. So I would say I'm pretty decent making my own cup of coffee, but I dabble with different beans, and I'm big into fresh, like small batch organic beans. So yeah, I dabble with a lot of different stuff. Yeah.
Sure. And are you like a Starbucks guy or a Dunkin' guy if you had to?
No, I used to be a Starbucks guy. Now I'm more into like the smaller coffee shops. So we've got a couple cool small coffee shops in Jupiter by where I live that I really enjoy. And then same thing here in Miami. I just I try to hit the local spots, rather than the big.
I agree.
Big names.
I totally agree. I think when you find those hole in the wall places, they're tremendous. You're off season. Give me the best or the. Did you go any vacation spots anywhere?
Yeah, we went. Me and my fiance went to California.
Congratulations, by
Thank
the way.
you.
That was a hard launch too.
Hard launch. Yeah, we got engaged this past September, and so we took a trip out to California to look at wedding venues. And so we started in Los Angeles, toured a couple venues there, drove up to Santa Barbara, toured a couple places there, and then drove up to Carmel, toured a couple places there. So we kind of hit the coast of California, which was really fun.
Any favorites?
And we ended up choosing a venue in Santa Barbara. So it's beautiful, and now we're in the planning process.
Big wedding, small wedding. What kind of wedding guy?
Gonna be relatively small, I would say. Probably
nice.
like 50 people, maybe max.
Nice.
Yeah, relatively small.
We talked to Xavier Edwards, and he had just recently got engaged as well. And he told us a engagement story from hell.
Oh no!
On the beach, he lost the ring. He had to everyone was all in coordination, and he had a camera person here, and one of the last seconds he had to turn around because he went for the ring and realized that he dropped it.
No way. I didn't know that.
You need to get
I need
on
to
him
ask him
about that. You need to
The pictures look so great. You
Of
just
course.
assume that it went
Isn't
perfectly.
that just Instagram in reality,
Yeah.
Nick?
Yeah.
Everyone looks happy and perfect.
Oh, wow. I got to ask him about that. Get the full story.
No one sees it. Can you imagine if they had some sort of videography of him running back?
That'd be great.
And then his fiance or to-be fiance's reaction.
I need to ask him about that. That sounds like something X would do too. That's hilarious.
What kind of guy is X? Real quick, we got a minute left. But what kind of guy is X?
He's a great dude. He's to himself until you kind of get in and get to know him. Then he's a really funny guy. He likes to go out and hang out with the guys. He's a grinder. He's just a great all around person, great all around baseball player. He's fun to be around.
Well, Nick, thank you so much for the time. It was great doing liners yesterday. You were tremendous. This is Fox Forget. Tremendous.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for carving out time. So excited to see you up in Jupiter, and thank you again.
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's have a good year.
Absolutely. All right, Nick Fortes, everyone. Let's break. We'll have Dax Fulton on next. Marlins second-round pick back in 2020. A lot to get to right here on News Radio 610 WIOD.